gearing up for tax season here in New Mexico. Well, we want to help get you ready for it.
Well, CPA Montgomery Dillavou is here. So what is the biggest thing people need to know? Obviously, get it done, but there's got to be something bigger than just that.
There's some new things this year. You know, with the Trump Tax Act that went into effect last year, doing taxes has never been easier, and tax rates have never been lower. But that in mind, we want to know what kind of resources are out there to complete our tax return. So let's talk about some free ones that are available. First off, the VITA tax sites, Voluntary Income Tax Assistance. These are IRS endorsed sites that you can go to if you have income under $56,000. There are people there who will assist you with filing your taxes. There are tax counseling for the elderly. These are sites for people over 60, and you can go there. So people over 60 can go there and have their taxes done. Where do you find these sites? Go to the IRS website. You can search for these sites on the IRS website. You'll put in your zip code, and it'll give you the nearest location. So that's a great resource to have your taxes done free.
Now, people who are thinking about doing their taxes either themselves or bringing it to a tax preparer, what's the paperwork? What's the file that we should all have prepared ready to go?
Is it what it used to be?
Yeah. So we're not scrambling, you know?
It's a lot less. You know, in years past, we used to have that unreimbursed employee deduction that we used to get. And so that created a lot of work on tax returns in the past. That's a deduction that is gone. And so at a minimum, W-2s. If you're going to a tax preparer for the first time, bring a copy of last year's tax return. That's very helpful.
Okay.
And of course, any other tax documents you receive, you're going to receive 1099s, things like that, your home mortgage interest statement. One important thing to note is that Form 1095, which we all became familiar with in the last couple of years, that was for proving that we had health insurance. We don't have to prove that anymore. So we don't need that 1095 form unless it's the 1095A.
Yeah, I miss those unreimbursed employee expenses a lot.
Yeah.
Just saying.
All that makeup,
People were concerned. I mean, e-filing, most people do it that way, but a lot of people were concerned. I think it was last year, the year before. I think it was TurboTax. Somebody got hacked. All these accounts saying they were duplicate filings. Is that still the safest way to go?
It is the safest way to go. Over 90% of people e-file their returns. Definitely the safest way to go. You know, when we hear about these mailboxes being broken into, things like that, they're looking for tax return documents because of the amount of information that's on those documents.
Anything glaring that people are doing that's a big mistake, and also when should people file? Is it better to do it earlier than wait till April last minute?
Yeah, one of the things we see that's missed, a common mistake is medical deductions.
Okay.
So many people take the standard deduction on the federal return. Even if you do that, you're still entitled to take medical on the state return.
Okay.
So don't disregard that deduction on the state return, that medical, even though you just took the standard on the federal.
Yeah. It's a big threshold. Try to meet.
Yes.
Right. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it. And thank you for the time because it's got to be the busiest.
Oh, yes, it is. Yeah.
All right. And all those tips. Well, the race for the White House is heating up.